if I wanted to print on an 8.5 by 11 letter size, then we want to go to the image size, and I'm going to change that to something that will fit on that paper. The printer that we're using, the P10000, is a little bit different when we are comparing that to the P5000. So if we go with 10-inch, it's going to be a little bit larger that I can print on. So I'm gonna the largest that I can print on the 11.5 is at roughly 9.5. So I'm gonna put that here, 9.5, and then it will automatically change my height because I have enabled that. So that's awesome. So the maximum image that we're probably gonna get is 9.5 by whatever it is. Again, the other side have some limitations, but because most images are horizontal or vertical, it has like it's a rectangle, it's not a square. That should work with everything. The resolution must be 300. Go ahead and the resample should be checked on. Go ahead and OK. And then this is the image. The next step is we want to make sure how the image would look like. So I'm going to go to View, Proof Setup, Custom, and here I would choose the paper. Currently I'm using Photo Luster Photo Paper 260. If it was an enhanced matte, then I'm going to use the MK version, the enhanced matte paper MK. So I'm going to choose, I would have choose that one. Currently I'm going to leave it as this one because the paper that I'm using is the Premium Luster Photo Paper 260. And I will enable that, and see the changes. This shows me how the image is going to change. If I need to change my levels, this is the time to do so. I think this is enough. Once I'm okay with the image size, I'm going to hit print. So go to the file, print. And this is the setting that somebody else have done for the roll paper. That's why our image is super small. That gives us, it's sort of an indicator that this is not correct. So we're going to start from this section. Go ahead and change this to Photoshop Manage Colors. That's very important. The second thing is this one. We want to make sure that the printer profile is set to the paper that we are using. We're using Photo Luster Photo 260. That's the one that I'm going to use. If it was an enhanced matte paper MK, I'm going to leave it as Premium Luster Photo Paper 260. Once I'm done with these two, I'm going to get back to the for the settings that I have up there. I want to make sure that P10000, the printer setting, I'm going to hit that. And again, from top to bottom, these seems to be okay. The paper size is not. We need to change that to whatever we have. We said that we're going to use a US letter, and if we choose the first one, it's going to consider that's a roll paper. So go ahead and change that to US letter sheet centering if you want your image to be completely in the center. If you're not, if you want to be able to print a little bit larger, maybe 10-inch on the long side, then choose US letter. It will be a little bit off center. I'm going to choose sheet centering because the image size that we selected was 9.5, and that should do the thing for us. Once we're done with the paper size, again, we always want to start from top to bottom. The next thing is layout should be the same as what you see here. Color matching should be disabled. We should be grayed out. And then paper handling is the same. Cover page, all of these, we don't change them. We leave them the way they are. You can check them to see if yours is the same as this. If not, go ahead and change that. The printer setting on the basics, you see the page setup is now in the sheet centering. If it was on roll, then we're going to have a problem. Go ahead and get back to your paper size. That needs to be sheet, and the centering just indicate that the setting will end up will put your image in the center. The media type, that's very important. I know that's Photo Luster Photo 260. I'm going to select that. If it was matte, then that's the one that I'm going to use, enhanced matte paper. I know that my paper is luster. Let me choose that. The DPI 600 would be more than enough. If it was for a very important exhibition, then go ahead and use larger ones, like 1200 would be good. I would personally leave it at 600. Go ahead and uncheck high speed and finest detail. You should be fine with the settings that you see here. If you are in rush, you can check mark high speed, but it will sometimes ruin your paper. So it's Epson advise everybody to just uncheck that high speed. Then go ahead and save. Let me just make sure that, yeah, the roll paper now is going to be grayed out because it's not a roll paper, it's just a cut sheet. We should be fine with everything, so I'm going to go ahead and hit save. If you see low ink, just disregard that, you don't need it. See, now it's complete in the center. If it was 10-inch, then it would have get to this gray area, and if it goes to that gray area, it means that it's not gonna be printed. So it's important to put a 9.5 sort of, so they will be in the center. You can alternatively say scale to fit, and it will just fit your image to whatever the paper can handle. But if I do it now, it's just going to enlarge my image. Not a good strategy because we can reduce the size, but whenever we want to enlarge, the quality will be reduced. So I'm not going to choose scale to fit. If you were choose your image to be 10-inch, then you can just scale to fit, and that will be that should work. I personally changed the setting of the size of my image to exactly what I needed to. And that everything else should be fine. If it was like that, go ahead and change it, right? Because part of your image is not there. We want everything to be here. At this time, I'm gonna go ahead and cut. I'm gonna just insert a cut sheet into the P10000 printer, and we'll get back to hit print. Once it's set ready, I can hit print. If you see the image is pixelated, that's okay. You don't need to worry about that. So it's ready, so we can just hit print.